You know what I like to do?
Talk into a microphone?
Yeah, and also get in on the action with sports
Have a big
interaction.
head.
Yeah. Wear bare feet in the freezing cold.
Be a dad.
Friggin' wear V-necks that are actually
It's not a
crew-necks.
V-neck, okay?
Sorry.
Sports interaction. NHL, NBA, MLB, so much more. It's the friend I don't have, clearly. Crazy Odds, best live and play. Download the app in Ontario. You can use the QR code at the bottom of the screen, or you can head to sportsinteraction.com/STPN to get started. 19 plus. Please play responsibly and get better friends.
Yell at the computer. He does that too.
Okay, so we almost got an all-expansion West Final, but we didn't because Dallas stood in the way. Because Jesse's Dallas Stars stood in the way. Jake Ottinger stood on his head, although there were some question marks. But he made it happen. So who do you take? What kind of series are we in for? This is a Dallas team that has moved from being kind of defensive and boring to all offense all the time. And the Vegas Golden Knights just played an all offense all the time team.
I would like to point out the wildest thing about this that not nearly enough people are talking about. The bubble. 3 of the 4 conference final series from the NBA and NHL bubble are repeated in 2023.
That's crazy.
Vegas, Dallas, and both of them in the NBA. That's wild. Absolutely wild.
4 for 4. It's insane.
So the bubble cup doesn't count. The bubble Larry OB doesn't count.
I don't think anybody who has a relevant opinion is masquerading with that anymore.
Oh, I agree. I just think that's absolutely wild. And that's why it's easy for me to pick Dallas because they won last time, right?
Is that where you're leading?
No, that's not where I'm leading.
Okay, but what kind of series is this? Because I look at Dallas and I look at them like they are not as good on the offensive side as Edmonton, but they're very good. And their defense is better than Edmonton's, and their goaltending is way better than Edmonton's. So you're playing Edmonton that's a little bit more well-rounded. And then you got the Golden Knights, who, like the Seattle Kraken for Dallas, are an all lineup team. Every line is effective. What are we going to see here?
I think it's going to be absolutely fascinating for Vegas to go from lighting Stuart Skinner up like a Christmas tree to Jake Ottinger. Mm-hmm. I just don't really see that happening. Dallas, I think it's going to come down to how worn down are they. Miro Heiskanen's a huge factor in all that. But to me, it's a battle between two teams who are the ones who wear you down. So this is going to be a war. There's going to be a wild amount of hits. The after whistle stuff is going to be reprehensible. I'm curious to see how much of this series is spent on the power play or penalty kill. I think it might be one of those prison rule series where you just accept the fact that nothing's getting called other than stick infractions, which is going to drive people out of their minds.
And stick infractions before the last period, because in the third period, even sticks to the face don't count.
It's going to be beautiful and at the same time brutal hockey. Both teams capable of playing with skill, both teams capable of playing with brutality. That's a sell.
Jesse.
Jake Ottinger was pulled twice for Seattle, which isn't something that is normal, like something you'd expect out of a great goaltender like Jake Ottinger.
It gets in the way of my narrative.
There are some holes, I think, maybe in his game lately. I'm rooting for him to pull it together. maybe one above the blocker. Who knows? Like, and Adam, you compare them to the Edmonton Oilers without kind of the very, very high end talent, but Dallas has been getting performances out of Roope Hintz and Joe Pavelski since Joe's been back that have been like at the elite of NHL stars, especially
no
Hintz,
question. Hintz, if Dallas wins the cup, Hintz is the Conn Smythe winner.
Yeah, and you're seeing a guy who's 26 really come into his own, and I don't think anybody could have projected this out of his playoff performance. Like the amount of points he's putting up and leading, he's probably going to end up leading the playoffs in points, win the Conn Smythe if they go all the way.
It's very interesting because, they beat Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, but they're not going to be able to get through Roope Hintz. It's difficult to say out loud. He's been very good. So we already know Vegas is capable of shutting down stars. star players like Hintz, like Robertson. So it's going to come down to, I think, a lot of the rest of the team. Heiskanen's going to have to be on his game, generate a lot of offense. And it's going to come down to guys like someone who I picked at the beginning of the playoffs as one of my sleeper players, and I was very happy about it, is Wyatt Johnston, rookie for the Dallas Stars. It's going to need to be a committee thing because we already know Vegas is capable of handling your top guys if the rest of the lineup doesn't score.
Predictions.
Saying all that, I think we are weirdly in for a high-scoring series where Vegas is going to try and match the offensive firepower that Dallas has displayed so far.
Even with the
playoffs.
Otter box in net?
Even with the Otter in net. And I think Vegas is going to do it.
Yeah, okay. You think Vegas is going to do it?
I think they're going to be able to match what Dallas dishes to them offensively.
Woo!
And if I'm going to take the defenses, I'm going to take Vegas's defense. And what we've seen out of Aiden Hill is that he can stand in there and get them wins. So I'm going to take Vegas in this series. It's going to be a tight one. It's going to go 7 games, but I got Vegas in 7.
I agree it's going to be a tight series. Based on what we've seen over the last month or so, Vegas's stock has gone up. I don't really know if Dallas's has gone down. But if at the beginning of the playoffs you asked me who I think is going to go farther, I would have said Dallas. So I'm going to stick with them. Dallas in 7.
I'm going to say the Vegas Golden Knights are going to win the Stanley Cup. And it's not because Dallas isn't a great team who I don't really love. I've been on Dallas's shit for years now. I think they're great. And I think the way they've modernized their play, and they went from that slow team in the bubble year, which they absolutely, by the way, deserve to be there. I don't know why anybody would discount that cup.
We're not going home.
I think that the Vegas Golden Knights this year are just under the radar enough to go, why the hell didn't we see that coming? And this is their third Eastern Conference final since 2017. Western Conference final since 2017.
They've been
here.
Western Conference.
I know.
Nobody's
looking at them, though.
They finished first.
I know.
No team in the league in the West was better than Vegas.
Except that no one was giving them that. Everybody was picking Edmonton. And I don't blame you. But look at this. Vegas. I think Vegas is going to win the cup. I think they get through the Dallas Stars in 6 games.
No one saw it coming except for Jesse, and he's going to let us all know.